Let's take a look at the chart action for Bitcoin. Alright, so in my last video, I was talking about how we had this trend line right here, and I was hoping that we were going to hold support on it, and we actually did get support on it. What actually happened though was we wicked down and we came back up and we are right above it now. So what I told you in my last video too is watch these Fibonacci levels. What I did was I put a limit order at 31213, and that limit order actually got filled right here, that buy limit order. So what you can do is use the Fibonacci levels to place buy levels, and also you can look at previous support levels to find maybe bottoms to buy limit orders, or maybe good possible places to that it'll wick down to pretty much. The next thing I want to talk about is if we zoom in, we kind of had this trend going to the downside right here, and we're on the 4-hour time frame, so we could look kind of get a trend line going something like this. And as you can see, it looks like we're breaking out pretty much right now. There's not a ton of volume behind it down here, but there is a few green candles, and we have been getting some support right here. So pretty much I would say we can start drawing a trend line doing something like this, and maybe if it continues to go on this trend line, we could delete this trend line and start just focusing on this trend line right here. What I'm planning on doing is putting a position in now if it continues to run, and then maybe get a little more aggressive as it goes. But I'm going to be watching this trend line. When it actually does break, I will be taking profits. I'm also thinking that we can maybe get some resistance right here at this previous resistance where we came up and got rejected pretty much, and that is at 51415. There's also this trend line up here that it could possibly go all the way up to. It's possible that it breaks right through it, but it's possible that we come up to this line right up here and maybe get rejected as well. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. It's possible that we have another trend line going something like this, and there's going to be a little rejection right here, and we'll have to kind of decide too. I mean, you can kind of argue something like that as well. And maybe the target, if we broke this triangle in particular, would take us up to right here at 51 or 52,000, somewhere around there. So yeah, that's basically what I'm watching for Bitcoin. The other thing I wanted to kind of quickly touch on is if we go to the Bitcoin dominance, you can see that we have gotten a little bounce right here at the bottom at this green line that I drew back. It's been a while, but we've had this support down here and right here, and so I drew support horizontal lines, and as you can see, we came up right to that green line right there, and we got a bounce. It looks like we're still kind of heading down, so I'm not sure if the altcoin season is quite over yet, but I like I was saying, I think in these areas Bitcoin is gonna maybe start to like come back and will be the main crypto again for at least a little bit. Maybe it'll come do something like this and then it'll kind of bounce down again, or I'm not really sure if the altcoin season is over is what I'm saying, or maybe taking a break right now, or I'm not sure. But like I was saying, when we get to these levels, I think I'm going to reevaluate kind of going less into altcoins and more into Bitcoin. And we got that bounce, so we'll kind of see what happens. I think we're technically still in a downtrend, so I think altcoins are still not done yet, but I think we're going to start testing these trend lines, and then we're testing this bottom. One more thing that I wanted to show you is Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. So as you can see here, Ethereum was running up like this, and we actually got rejected right up here. It's actually at this blue line that I drew from, if you go back into the past, you can see we had some resistance right here, we had some resistance right here, and we had some resistance up here. So I drew these blue horizontal lines on the chart, and guess what happened? We hit it, and we got rejected right pretty much at that blue line. So what I'm thinking now is I'm gonna be watching this trend line that I drew right here, and we're going to kind of see, technically we are still in an uptrend, but we are also in this downtrend doing something like this. So until we break to the up or down of this little triangle pattern, we don't know if Bitcoin is better or if Ethereum is better. This chart is basically showing if it goes up, Ethereum is better than Bitcoin, and if it goes down, Bitcoin is better than Ethereum. All right, I think that about wraps it up. If you guys like that video, hit that thumbs up button.